Morning everyone, day number 86. Today's going to be an interesting one because we're going into Port Clinton in about 3 miles, then Hamburg in about 5. Gonna go into Walmart, resupply, get everything you need, eat a bunch of food. But the reason, and then after that, we'll go up to this shelter. It's called like the Whiskey Furnace Shelter, I believe it's called. That's at 10.2 from where I slept last night. And then we come up on this like exposed rock area, which is supposedly the nicest part of PA. And that is, there's like this place called the Pinnacle and the Pulpit Rock or something like that. But the reason, and then after that, there's this place in 19.2 from where I slept called the Eck Shelter, which looks pretty nice. I guess they're destroying it in a couple months, but it's still in operation. There's a caretaker there and it's pretty big. But the reason I say it's going to be interesting is because it's going to be rain today. There's like 40% chance from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. I don't think that's going to be too bad or anything. And looking at the skies, I'm skeptic if we even get it. But later, especially on that exposed rock, is where I'm a little bit concerned. I don't know if I'm going to call it at the 10.2 and just have a short day or keep on continuing on. I'd like to get to 19 miles today. There's a bailout spot at 16, but it would be tenting and my tent would be soaked. It'd be out in the storm. So I'm really not too sure exactly how I'm going to do this, but we'll play it by ear, see how the weather's going. I'll get to Walmart and I'll check the weather, see how everything is. If I have to wait there, I have to wait there and call it at the 10.2. It is what it is. It's the adventure, so we'll see what happens. Obviously, I hope to get further. Also, today is the Port Clinton descent, obviously, if I'm going into Port Clinton. And that descent looks absolutely straight off a cliff. It looks super steep on the elevation profile. I'll be careful going down there. And really, I forgot to mention too that I'm trying to start moving so I'm not going down that area in the rain. Because I would assume if it's that steep, it's rocky. And I don't want to be on slippery rocks going down there. So I'm trying to make my way as quick as I can, and that's in a little over 3 miles. Or the descent's probably under 3 miles, but the town's in a little over 3.
Whatever. I believe is Turtle. I think it's Turtle River is what it means.
Just made it down the descent into Port Clinton. I think there's a little bit more, I guess, down to those train tracks. But man, that was pretty steep. Knees are feeling it there. Right now, this is the Schuylkill River Trail. Appalachian Trail North, Port Clinton. All right, here we go. Huge train station here. All right, let me hang up. I don't know where the AT goes. I think it's right there. I don't know what river that is. Could be the Schuylkill, but I have no idea. This is Port Clinton. Not gonna go into it, small town. I'm gonna go into Hamburg. AT goes this way. Yeah, real small town. Looks like just a railroad town. I love hiking next to the side of a river. And it is the Schuylkill River, by the way. I've heard about this area. Someone wrote all this stuff everywhere. None of it makes makes any sense. It would take all day to read this. This one's a bit sketchy. This is the walk into Hamburg. We're going to the Walmart. First time at Wawa. Looks pretty good too. Guy picked up my order. It's nice of him. Legit hiker trash right here. A couple of us. Poor Walmart. Almost back to the AT. Back on the AT. Hiking straight up a hill again. So that's probably like a 2.5 hour detour. 0.8 road walk through that construction nonsense to Walmart and Wawa. Had lunch at Wawa. Resupplied and kind of just hung out at Walmart for a bit. But back at it. It's 5.2 to the next shelter. Not sure if I'm gonna stop there or not still. We will see. Hey guys. Afternoon check-in here. Going up this hill. It's pretty steep out of Port Clinton. Pretty steep into Port Clinton. Really torn on what to do here. It's gonna rain, I know that. But do I try and wait it out at the shelter? Sounds like it might stop around 6. Maybe it'll go a little longer. I don't know. But I know I was talking about those, if I continue, I'll take a break here. I said if I was gonna continue on that ledge, I don't know if it's exposed. Got me thinking, if it's thunderstorming, I definitely don't want to, I'm definitely not going up there. But I don't know how exposed it is either. The AT is definitely not a trail that's known for exposure. So, but the descriptions of the two sites mention rock. So I'm guessing with great views. So there's a portion of it that's going to be exposed, but I don't know if it's just a small, like exit the forest, go to a viewpoint type of deal, or walk on exposed ridgeline, rocky type of thing to the view for miles. If that's the case, I definitely don't want to be out there. But I really honestly don't know. I wish I could run into someone going south so I could talk to them about how does it look and everything, because it's gonna rain, but it's like 55% for a couple hours. 65 I think is the highest, and it doesn't seem like it's gonna rain like all night type of deal. So I'm really torn. And on the other side, part of it's just saying, you know, do the 10.2 and get after it another day. That's not a bad pick either, but you guys know me, I'm trying to get moving here. So I'm torn. I'm thinking about it. I'm looking out in every direction, because it's supposed to start in about an hour and a half. And it doesn't look bad at all right now. But in the distance, it looks a little bad, but I don't know. I don't know. Just kind of talking to myself here, thinking out loud. But yeah, it's going good, I guess, so far. I'll get, wherever I get today, I'll get. I won't be upset about either decision. And we'll finish the day off either way. So I'll take you up down the trail. This is the Windsor Furnace area. Not exactly sure what that means. So there was a furnace here before. I don't know, steam. I have no idea what it means, but that's what it was. I'll get some water here. Made it to the Windsor Furnace Shelter. I don't know if I'm gonna call it here or I'm just gonna sit here and wait out the rain. It's just about started. Raining out there. Hey guys, so that does wrap up day number 86. I decided to stay at the shelter. There's a couple people there, so came in here to take a break and it started raining. It's not raining right now, but it's gonna start up again in a couple minutes. Just running down to the creek real quick. And ended up only being a 10.2 mile day. Not super thrilled about it, but I'm okay with it. Tomorrow we'll get back after it. And did a resupply, so that was like a 1.6 mile off trail. Kind of got stuck in there at the Wawa and the Walmart, but it's okay. Like I'm just really kind of concerned about how exposed the rocks are up there. I don't want to be slipping and sliding, so I just called it. It's whatever. But that will be it, and it was a nice day. Got the descent down into Port Clinton, did some of the climbs for Pennsylvania, the climbs, right? And we will be kind of just on a ridge after a little bit of a climb tomorrow morning. Nothing, the worst of it's over, and it wasn't that bad. So I'm thinking can push some miles tomorrow, at least do at least 16, 17, with hopes of maybe even a 20, but we'll see. I'm gonna head back to the shelter because it is starting to get rain a little bit, and I want to get to that creek. So you guys have a good night. Thanks for following, and tomorrow we'll get it back to hiking.